In his Easter Sunday address, Pope Francis has urged world leaders to hear the calls for peace in what he described as an Easter of War. The Pontiff told the tens of thousands of people gathered at St. Peter's Square that the world needed love and reconciliation now more than ever, and referenced several conflicts around the world. He described the fighting in Ukraine as, quote, cruel and senseless. Now, this was the first Easter Sunday Mass with a crowd in 2 years due to the coronavirus pandemic. For more, let's bring in DW religious affairs analyst Martin Gack. Martin, the Pope's Easter address this year comes at a time of crisis in Europe. What did he say about that?
Well, I mean, Vatican has had a very strong diplomatic arm that it has exercised in order to try to bring peace to different conflict regions. I think it was somewhat unexpected that the Pope would be talking, or that the Vatican would be concentrating its efforts in Europe. And most of what we heard is actually a plea for peace and a plea for essentially for unity, a brotherly unity across Europe, particularly in the face of a possible escalation. And this loomed quite large in the speech, in which the Pope actually warned of escalation becoming really a form of violence that could potentially not be stopped and could have enormously devastating effects for humankind, he said.
Now, does the Pope's opinion on this war matter to Russia, or is he just preaching to the choir, as you could say?
Look, I mean, it's extremely difficult to say how is it that Moscow is receiving what have been increasingly critical, essentially messages from the Vatican. The Vatican has been quite clear over the last 3 weeks, although at the beginning it actually did take a much slower approach to condemning Moscow, precisely because they have a very strong diplomatic approach to conflict, and they have a very broad muscle, or a very large diplomatic muscle. But now the Vatican has become much clearer as to the criticism. It's not really clear that the Kremlin cares at all what is that is said in Rome, but it is quite clear that the Kremlin understands how broad the base of the Vatican and of the Catholic Church is, including not only inside Ukraine, but also inside Russia.
I want to talk about the Pope's health as well, because on Saturday he attended the Easter Vigil Mass, but he didn't lead it, and some think that's because of leg pain. What do you know about this?
This is mostly speculation, but this is precisely the rumor that is circulating, that he has his knee problem has prevented him from leading Saturday evening, where he had to be mostly standing for about 3 hours. Today he started actually the Orbis et Orbis, which he did lead the Mass this morning. He started standing the speech, the Orbis et Orbis, but actually halfway through he sat down. So, I mean, this does not seem to be a major health concern, but it does seem to be impeding his movement and some of his offices.
DW religious affairs analyst Martin Gack, thank you.
You're welcome.